Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Manchester City play Man United tomorrow at Old Trafford. And unfortunately, we're staring down the last ever Kevin De Bruyne Manchester derby. I woke up this morning and remembered what happened, remembered that it was real, that De Bruyne is leaving, and I tell you what, a little bit of sadness crept through me. What a horrible way to start the day. Kevin De Bruyne, of course, leaving Manchester City Football Club at the end of this season. Still feels weird, still feels surreal that we're going to lose, arguably, in my opinion anyway, our greatest ever player. We've seen too many great players leave City over the past 10 years, but that's also the price of being brilliant. You have to watch legends walk out the door at some point, and this could be the last chance we see him tear up Old Trafford. He's given them many difficult games over the years. Hopefully he's got one more left in him. I'm depressed at it too, Braden, in the chat there. Yeah, but today obviously we'll look at the team news, try and predict the 11. We'll look at United a little bit, and we'll just talk about the game in general and what we can expect from City tomorrow at Old Trafford. I'm hoping, that we could turn up tomorrow. It's not been the best season for either side, if we're being honest. United languishing, that's the right word, languishing down in 13th currently. City still in the hunt for the top 5, currently 5th as the game, as I talk right now with Chelsea winning. Chelsea won the last game, didn't they? So yeah, either way, we need to step up. We need to step up. And we need to get a victory. We need it. Guardiola knows that De Bruyne deserves it, so we have to win. We really do. Please give the video a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And don't forget, my watch along will be on bigup.com tomorrow. Bigup.com/esteemed company. There's a link in the description. Join me there tomorrow about 20 minutes before the game, and we'll watch the game together. We'll chat about it. We'll enjoy it, and hopefully watch the big man KDB score a goal to mark the occasion. Join me tomorrow. So let's talk about this game in general. Let's talk about what we can expect from Manchester City. Of course, let's look where we come from. Our last game was a 2-0 victory against Leicester. We were very comfortable in that game. It was a stroll for us. Leicester, of course, not really ripping up any roots this season. They've been really terrible for trees, that's the word. 19th as it currently stands. United down in 13th, not much better, if we're being honest. So we've gone from like a relegation battlers to a mid-table sort of minnows tomorrow, if we're being honest. But yeah, let's look at the teams, how we played the other day. We had Ederson in goal. Mateus Nunes and Nico O'Reilly making his first Premier League start were our fullbacks. They were flanking Ruben Diaz and Josko Vardiel. Vardiel, of course, a centre-back in the absence of multiple centre-backs, in the absence of Kusanov, of course, Akanji, Ake, John Stones. So many people out right now injured. Nico Gonzalez was alongside the resurgent Ilkay Gundogan. Savinho on the right was electric. Jack Grealish got the midfield role. Jeremy Doku on the left, and Omar Marmoush through the middle. I'm not expecting that many changes when we get onto it, but that was our lineup for that game. And of course, on the bench, we had a few people. McAtee, Oscar Bob returned. Vitor Reyes got on for a minute or two, as did Rico Lewis. We had Ortega, Kovacic, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Phil Foden. I would expect one or two of those guys to be involved in this game from the start, because that's how it is. We're still missing, of course, Akanji, Rodri, Ake, Stones and Haaland. Some absolute elite players there, unfortunately not available. But that's been this season, hasn't it, I mean, you'd argue at least 2 of them are world class. So this is what the reality of this season has been all about for us. It's not been great at all. Before that, of course, as well, we beat Bournemouth 2-0 in the FA Cup. That was where Guardiola played a bunch of older players, including Gundogan, Kovacic, Silva, De Bruyne. And we did all right in that game too. There's a few changes, of course, that you could argue prompted that, with Jack Grealish coming on, Nico Gonzalez coming at one point, Nico O'Reilly. But either way, I'm expecting to see somewhere between these two sides. I don't think it'll be exactly the same as the Leicester game. I reckon there will be a change or two, because our way at Old Trafford is going to be a different kettle of fish. United themselves, look, they are in 13th. They're having their worst ever Premier League season. They cannot exceed their worst ever Premier League points total now. It's going to be the worst ever. They've only won 10 games out of 30 this season. They've lost 13. They've lost nearly half their games. They've been diabolical by their lofty standards. Just a random team now in the middle of the table. Doing absolutely nothing. Of course, they still have some quality they can get at you, but that's the Premier League in general, They're down near Brentford, and I'd say the same about them. They're down near Palace, and I'd say the same about them. So it's one of those things, you take them seriously, but, the fear shouldn't be there. We should respect them, but we shouldn't be scared. Last time out, of course, they lost to Forest 1-0. Their ex-young lad, Anthony Elanga, doing the damage with a wonderful solo goal. You can see the stats there. United were very comfortable in possession, but that's classic Forest, to be honest. Forest let you do that. United lined up in this game with Xerxes through the middle, Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho sort of flanking in with Dorgu and Dalot as the wing-backs, Casemiro and Ugarte were ahead of Mazraoui, De Ligt and Yoro. Onana in goal as well. I think they're missing a few people still. Let me just double check 1 second. They have got a few people. They've got a few people out, and it's going to affect them. You presume it would anyway, because they're missing quite a few players right now. I think the Light's not going to be available for this one. I don't think. Let me just double check the team news. So for United, obviously they're without Martinez, Amad Diallo, Aiden Heaven, the new signing, Luke Shaw, Johnny Evans. So some good players that would start there for them. I say good, but it's all relevant. It's all what's it called? Relative is the word. Martinez, Diallo, Heaven would probably start right now. De Ligt apparently is refreshed out after a knock against Forest. You think Maguire would probably come back into this? Kobe Mainoo might be available. I don't really know. Mason Mount came off the bench against Forest. He might be available. Not really sure there either. But United have been so far pretty useless this season. It's all about stopping Bruno Fernandes. He's clearly their best player by some way. If you stop him, you stop Man United, really, because, look, they've got people who can run like Garnacho, and Dorgu looks like a decent signing. Experience in Casemiro, Ugarte is reasonably experienced too. You'd think Mazraoui is a decent player. Yoro looks okay. But largely, they've been pretty toothless. When you look at the likes of Højlund and Xerxes and Garnacho, they've offered very little going forward. And when you look at the bench, there's not really much there to set the world alight. A couple of academy lads, Collier, Mas, Kone. Then you got Ericsson, Højlund, Mount, Maguire. It's not much. It's not much, if they're being honest. And they've been really, really poor. You know how they're going to play. Three at the back there with the wing backs. They'll almost certainly do that. Amorim, of course, has had success this season against us. They did beat us 2-1 at the Etihad Stadium, 1-0 up until Nunes had sort of lost his mind a little bit, unfortunately, giving the ball away, the penalty and so on. And after that, we conceded a late winner. We imploded that game, and that was right in the middle of our massive downturn of form. We've got better since then. I saw some stats the other day. Let me try and find them, actually. I'll go over here to this screen. They show that City's form has massively increased in terms of certain areas. We've got a lot more aggressive off the ball, more runs, more presses and all that kind of stuff since the young lads have come in, the younger lads, the new signings. And I think it's very notable. So here we go. This is the screen I was on about here. There you go. City much improved between the first and second part of the season when it comes to second ball winning. So this is first part of the season. Percentage of second balls when we're right in the mid-table there. In the second half of the season, we're at the top. So we've got the highest percentage of winning the second balls. And look at this here as well. So in terms of percentage of defensive second balls won, we were third in the first half of the season. Now we're first, so we've gone up there. I mean, we've gone up by 5% of second balls won. Percentage of offensive second balls won. You can't even see us. We're not in on the shot there. 1 second, let me bring it up for you. These are some stats there. So offensive second balls won is like, how often do we win the second ball when going forward? We only won 22%. We were second worst in the league. And now we're second in the league. We press so much more higher. We win 12% more of our second offensive balls. Basically, all this means is that City we are the best in the league now at winning second balls. We got so much more aggressive at it, where previously we were very mid, as you can see there, in the first half of the season. I find those stats really interesting. It shows that City have got much more aggressive. It could be Marmoush, Nico Gonzalez, I reckon, is a big part of that. But then I saw this tweet here. When you look at the starts since the 1st of February, in the Premier League, Savinho and Guardiola started every single one. Marmoush and Gonzalez have started 6 out of 7. Doku, Haaland, Kusanov, Ederson 5 out of 7. And Diaz, Foden and Nunes 4 out of 7. Essentially, they're the younger players. The younger players are starting more games and we're running better and we're working harder. And yeah, it looks good, man. It looks really good. So we are much better in the second half of the season, generally, in terms of winning the ball up the pitch, working hard, and defensively. We're just a better side since February the 1st, when we got the new signings and we just shifted things around a little bit. We're not perfect, but we're a better side overall, and I'm hoping that would be, enough to get City through this game and hopefully get a victory. Thank you, Alex. I did a video on Sport Bible when I went head-to-head with Saeed TV. He's a nice enough bloke, he's a nice lad. And we did a video, and I think I won that. I did win it. I did win a battle against him. Go check it out if you want to. I did all right. I did myself proud, But Nico Gonzalez has been excellent. I think Nico Gonzalez and Marmoush have really helped with our press and been much more aggressive. So in terms of how we think we're going to play, I would still expect it to be... I think... I presume Kusanov will come back in, and I presume Vardiol will be over here. I think Diaz will go over there, Kusanov there. I think he'll start Núñez again, even though he bottled it last time against United. I think he'll start him again. Nico O'Reilly could start, but I still think Kusanov will come into the team. Kusanov's not available, it'll be Nico O'Reilly. But I think Kusanov will get the start because he's been excellent. Nico will start Nico Gonzalez. I think Gundogan will get a start as well because he's been resurgent recently, Gundogan. I think KDB gets the nod. I think it's going to be Savinho. And then I think it'll be Marmoush through the middle. And I'm going to guess it's going to be one of Foden or Bernardo. I think it'll be Foden. I think it'll be this. So I think we'll see probably Savinho on the left. I've got a feeling. Or do I think it'll be Doku? No idea about Kusanov, to be honest. I think it'll be something like this, though. I think Gundogan will get a shout. I think KDB will get a shout as well. I'm not really fully sure. It could be Foden could get... It could be Bernardo Silva as well. Bernardo loves an Old Trafford game. It'll be something like this of that kind of quality. I would love to go to the Kroos and Guardiola, by the way, but it was essentially... It might be Grealish as well. But Oscar Bob's not going to start. He's barely played any football. He's only had 4 minutes. Oscar Bob has got no chance of playing this game, mate. As much as I'd love it, he's only had 4 minutes of football in a year. So, Grealish, I don't think will start. He could do, but I think KDB will get the start after that. Maybe not. Guardiola's not really sentimental that way. Maybe it'll be Foden and it could be Silva. I know you don't like him right wing, guys, and I'm not really keen either. But it could also be this. Could be just be this. It could be Doku over here. Away at Old Trafford, I think he'll lead on a bit of experience there, though. I just got a feeling he might do. There's a few options. Kusanov right back could be an option. I would not be against that. If Kusanov right back was an option, it would be sort of this, wouldn't it, really? Let O'Reilly sort of tuck in a little bit. Gundogan to go forward. Diaz, I wouldn't mind that as a back three, sort of. Kusanov covering that spell there. O'Reilly there. Gundogan with... This could be Grealish. Grealish might get a start. He was good the other day. You might not like it, but he could get a starter wide. This could be Foden or KDB. It could be something like that, potentially, with the ball. And obviously, he'll be defending at left back O'Reilly when we go, and they'll go like this, and it'll be very... Something like that, potentially. I like O'Reilly, but I just think he might play something slightly different in the derby. We'll see. I'm not sure how it goes. I wish there was more quotes to talk about from Guardiola in terms of team news in the game, but essentially Guardiola really just talked about De Bruyne. Rightfully so. All the questions are about De Bruyne and his brilliance, what it means. Of course, he's going to get a statue, which is absolutely the right thing to do. Kevin De Bruyne getting a statue is an absolute nailed-on one. See lots of AI-generated pictures of statues going around. It will not look as good as those ones because they are lifelike replications of De Bruyne. I love the one of him just bending over and tying his boots, by the way. I think it's one of those things. To everyone else, you'll be like, why is he just a picture of statue of him tying his boot? But if you know, you know. That was the moment Kevin De Bruyne got real and stepped up and won us the league with a perfect assist. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't really care what the statue is as long as De Bruyne gets a statue because he's an all-time great. I think more than anyone, he deserves a statue. A gold statue would be nice, wouldn't it, Alec? Look, I don't mind whatever it is, but it'd be great. The Madrid moment, yeah, or any one of those when his arms are out or whatever. There's so many great moments. The sliding one against PSG back in 15-16 or whatever, one of the first ones of the season. Too many. Or his classic little finger celebration where he's running like that. There's too many great moments. But either way, De Bruyne, he just 1 billion % deserves a statue, and I think he will get one. This game is not going to be easy. I do think we'll win, though. I think ultimately United are a little bit more of a shambles compared to City. They're not in good form. They are too inconsistent. I mean, I'll go through their games for you now to show you. They've lost against Forest. They did beat Leicester 3-0 and Sociedad 4-1 before that. But the Drury game, look, they've had a decent run of form, actually. But they've been up and down. As you can see there, losing against Palace. The few draws, which are decentish ones. Fulham knocked them out of the FA Cup after penalties. They bid to be switched 3-2 at home. The home form has been generally quite poor this season. I do think we'll win, though. I'm going to go for City to win 3-1, I reckon. I think we'll score. I've got Kevin De Bruyne to score. I reckon he'll come off the... I think he'll come off the bench. I don't think he'll start. De Bruyne to score. Foden to score, Marmoush to score is my prediction. They're going to score. I think it'll be Fernandes. He'll get their goal for them. I want to see City just to make a statement tomorrow. We've had a few crimes this season. I would say the United game where we lost, Bournemouth, Spurs, some big losses in games that mattered. And I think we're doing a decent job of trying to fix some of these redemption arcs that are needed. And obviously Bournemouth was one of them. Can we fix it against United? I'm not really convinced right now, if I'm being honest. But I would love to see us try. I'd love to see us convince it. No, we can fix it. No, we can't fix the whole season against United is what I meant. But can we get a bit of redemption? Yeah, we can do. We've got to beat them at Feyenoord. Yeah, that was one too. I mean, we're not going to play Feyenoord again, but at least we could play United and we could sort of lay down a marker because we haven't been good against United for an awful long time. I'm going to say 3-1 will get the victory. Don't forget, I will be live and big up tomorrow for the watch along. Please join me over there. Not the longest preview today because I've got stuff to do, but either way, up the Blues. It's a derby tomorrow. It's been a terrible season, but a chance to get a victory against United would be momentous. Up the Blues. See you later tomorrow for the game. KDB's gone. Terrible. Bye-bye, guys. Love you all loads.